Hi, Chantel and Carmen. How are y'all?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna I'm trying. Yeah, I'll probably move over there. Um,
Oh, hold on.
yeah, I was on the phone, so it's like, hey, hey.
She said, "Hey," really loud. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. So I already practiced because I'm not tech savvy. So
Period.
my screen share.
Okay, perfect. If you want to test it, go ahead. I think they're gonna be in at 11:45. Because
Okay.
I think they'll start letting people in.
Okay.
I was gonna say something. I really was gonna say something and I forgot.
You're too young. You're too young.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, I was just gonna let you know that we did introduce you in your bio already in the main room. So there's that, and then I'll just help you with getting everyone in, getting everyone engaged,
Yay.
running a little Miss Chat.
Wow, yay. Okay. Well, hopefully it'll yeah, they better be engaging. I'm pretty
Okay.
you can't really be in a session with me and not really engage because I'll kind of force you to do it.
See, I love that. I can already tell by the energy. It's gonna be great.
I don't like being talked at. I'm like, nobody wants to be talked at. Okay, hold on. Turn it. Okay. All right, let's see how I'm gonna move this. Yeah, it's just gonna be here. I can't do a background. My computer is too old. So if I do the background, I get transparent. So
that's what happens to me with certain ones, or like I just won't have any hair and I'll be bald, but
yeah,
not a big deal.
Doesn't work at all. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so then I'm going to, who's Carmen Garcia?
She's one of the like the facilitators. I just haven't had it. I don't know if she can hear me or
she can't because it's connecting to audio. She can't.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let's see what the chat says. Unless you sent a chat.
I sent a chat to you.
Oh, okay.
And I sent one to her too because I thought she was going to be in a different breakout session. But if she wanted to switch, it's totally fine. But I just wanted to make sure. But I don't know if it's by accident or on purpose.
Very well. Let me share my screen. Uh-oh. Oh, I was like, wait a minute, it's not sharing. Okay, I got it. I'm gonna do it full. All right, perfect. And then all right, so what I'm gonna do, you can hear me, right?
Do I still have to? Yeah, I can hear you. Do I still have to do? No. Right. Okay. Just double checking. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So I'm going.
It looks good. I can still see your tabs. Just as a
yeah. Hold on. I don't know why. Hold on. Okay, wait. I gotta go back. All right. And then I'll eventually let. Okay. How do I get the tab to go away?
This is in PowerPoint, right?
Yeah. No. I did PDF. Oh, it goes away by itself. Okay.
Yeah.
I did PDF because PowerPoint, for whatever reason, I don't know how to take some parts of it out. So I was like, let me just
right.
like this.
Okay. Because they usually have like a presentation mode, if you will.
I have presentation mode from Canva, but I didn't know how to. I wasn't trying to figure out stuff today. So I was like, let me just do what I know or what I think.
Hear you.
And I got it.
I hear you.
Right. Good enough. Good enough. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute myself just in case anything takes place. And at 11:45, 11:44, I'm coming back on.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
I'm just to let you know too, we might be a few minutes behind, but you can make it up on the back end because we just have lunch after this. So if you want to go a little bit longer,
Okay, good to know.
yeah.
Thanks.
I only have one person in the waiting room, so
I see them. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
You can, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can let them in because this is what they'll see. And then I'm going to eventually just come back on so that I can see everybody and we can all see each other.
Sounds good. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Glad you're joining me. I'll be there in 1 minute. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good, good. Hi, Lori Rodriguez.
Hi, good morning. Good
Hi,
morning.
guys. Hi, everyone.
Hello, hello. Yes. So my name is, sorry about that. My name is Kyra Harris, and I'm the CEO of Keys to Abundant Life. It's a health and nutrition consulting company that provides health and wellness workshops, as well as healthy culinary classes, enrichment activities, academic support, professional development workshops. We do it all, basically. And we do it for students, for families, as well as for parents like GED, ESL, as well as for staff. So I guess I'm gonna let some more people in because I see more people coming in. I'm excited.
It's a great topic.
It is a good topic. And I want y'all to engage. This is not about me talking at you like I'm the expert, because y'all know some stuff too. So I want to learn from you just like you're going to learn from me. Is that a deal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, I'm going to give it till maybe 11:48.
Is this the second breakout session?
Yes, it is. I believe so.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I'm in the right place.
It is to say, oh, Francis, you're in the right breakout session.
Thank you.
Welcome. You're in the best one. Best one you're going to have all day.
Ms. Lawan, she was very good. Let's see. She had a very good presentation.
I'm sure she was great.
Yeah, she was great.
I'm sure she was great. So we're just waiting for a couple more people. I'm just letting, we're letting people in. Is it Iverka or Everka? Let me try and see all these folks. Wendy, I see you. Hi, Wendy. Edwin, good morning. Welcome. I'm sorry, say it again.
It's Iverka.
Iverka. Okay, got it.
Yes, Iverka. Hi, good morning.
Good
Sorry,
morning. That's okay.
one of my colleagues was speaking to me while I'm supposed to be learning how to eat healthier, right?
Okay. Tell your colleague to join you. Hi, Marisol. Hi, Edwin. Hi, Mara.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. I'm happy you guys are here. I'm happy that you're here to join me. So again,
Hello.
hello.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I'm more
Thank
fantastic because you're here. So,
Yeah, sure. I want to learn more.
good.
Do that I had the bariatric surgery.
Oh, okay. This is good. Well, you're in the right place. We're gonna and we'll probably learn from you as well. So I'm glad that you're here. As I was saying, there were just a few people in the room before. Wow, there's more people coming. Hold on. I don't want to start too quickly or too soon, and there's more people coming in. So for those who are already on, you're gonna hear my introduction twice. So you'll know me even better than everybody else who came in after I introduced myself the first time. All right, I'm actually gonna wait till 11:50 and then we will officially start. So hopefully, for those who have not gone out and if you're working from home, hopefully you will make it outside because it is beautiful out.
Yep, yesterday was beautiful too.
It was. It really was. Yeah, I'm like, take advantage while it's here. Get some vitamin D. You don't have to get vitamin D just from food. You want to get it from the sunlight too. And you got to get some movement in, get some activity, some body movement. All right, so now it is 11:50. It is time to go. It's ready to rock and roll. So again, my name is Kyera Harris. I am the CEO of Keys to Abundant Life, which is a health and nutrition consulting company that provides healthy culinary classes, health and wellness workshops, professional development workshops, as well as enrichment activities, academic support, and sports like fitness activities, yoga, you name it. We do this for students, for families, for parents, as well as for staff in a number of schools in person in New York City for now. And of course, virtually, we can do it everywhere. I'm also a certified health and nutrition consultant. And so that is where I come in today doing this workshop. And the workshop is, what is it? Healthier Eating for a Healthier You. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to share my screen. We're gonna start, let me just ask by a show of hands. Let's see if I can do this. By a show of hands, okay, you gotta take yourself off. You gotta do a visual, or you can raise your hand actually. But by a show of hands, how many of you feel like you eat healthy? Okay, well then y'all are really in the right place. Okay, so, okay.
Hi.
All right, okay. Okay, what I'm gonna challenge you to do is try and eat healthy at least 80% of the time. So then 20% you could do whatever you want. Does that sound like a plan? Does that sound doable? Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now because I want to start a game. And with this game, I want you to either raise your hand or just say it out loud. I'm going to show you some pictures. I'm going to put my arrow, my cursor on the food. You're going to tell me if it's healthy or unhealthy. Marisol, you're in the right place, I promise. You're going to tell me if it's healthy or unhealthy, and you're going to tell me why. Okay? So we are going to healthier eating for a healthier you. Here we go. Oh, this is good. I'm not very tech savvy, so I'm very excited that I got this right. Okay, so, okay, hold on. Let me get this right. Hold on. You gotta bear with me.
So delicious, by the way. Looks so delicious.
Hold on. Okay, here we go. So the name of the game is to eat or not to eat. That is the question. So we have an apple, we have a donut, but I'm gonna take you to the next screen and you're gonna tell me your name and you're gonna tell me if the food is healthy or unhealthy and why. All right, so we're gonna start with this food. Can anybody tell me what these are?
Healthy.
They're healthy. What are they?
Berries.
Berries.
Raspberries.
Blueberries, blackberries. Can you tell me what they're good for? Do you know?
High in antioxidants, amino acids, good fats.
I was gonna say that.
It's not quite fats, but it's definitely good for your memory, good for your brain, and good for your heart. So you're in the right place. Also, when you think of berries, when you think of fruit, you want to think of eating fruits that are low in the glycemic index, which means that it's low in sugar. So you want to make sure that you always incorporate berries. And then if you want to eat fruit like later in the day, only eat berries because they're low in sugar and you always want to burn off the sugar before you go to bed. Okay, what about this? Healthy or unhealthy? What is it? And is it healthy or unhealthy and why?
Healthy.
Healthy. And what are they? Or what is it? Oh,
Avocado.
Avocado. And why is it healthy? What's it good for?
It has good fats.
It has good fats. It's good for your hair. It's good for you. It's good for
Skin.
Exactly.
Good for your brain.
It's good for your brain. You're absolutely right. It's good for brain development. It's good for a whole bunch of things. All right. How about these? What is this?
Pasta.
Yep, pasta. What else? What's this?
Bread.
Soda, bread.
Yep, carbohydrates, pasta.
Proteins.
Sugar.
Okay, so tell me, is it healthy or unhealthy?
Unhealthy. Unhealthy sugar.
Perfect. And the reason why I'm saying these are unhealthy is because these are considered white flour products. So all white flour products, white rice, white bagels or white flour bagels, white crackers, white bread, white flour pasta, all of it breaks it down into sugar. And so your body is not getting the energy that it gets the energy that it needs, but it gets it so quickly because it breaks it down so fast and it increases your sugar level, and it's just not healthy for you. So now just remember, this is my game. So I want to see what people say to this one. What are these?
Dairy products and
Okay.
Cheese.
So what do you see? What kind of dairy products do you see?
cheese,
Milk, cheese.
Uh-huh.
milk.
Yeah.
Is that butter?
Yeah, butter or yogurt. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Cream cheese.
Is that considered healthy or unhealthy?
Healthy.
Semi.
Unhealthy.
Okay, so yeah, it's my game. So we're gonna go by my rule. My rule is that dairy is unhealthy. And you'll hear the thing is when you're looking at food, things can be very, very confusing. You hear certain things are healthy, other things are unhealthy. The reason why dairy is really pushed is if you look at the history of just the dairy farmers need to make money. And so they started pushing this whole idea that you have to get calcium from milk and you have to get it from dairy. That is not the case. You can get you can get calcium from other foods. You can get it from vegetables. You can get it from your protein foods. So dairy is actually not anything that you need. Dairy actually creates a lot of mucus in the body, and you want to try and minimize as much mucus and as much phlegm in the body as you possibly can. Can anybody tell me what these are?
Those are
Beans, kale, spinach.
Mm.
yeah, that's healthy.
Very healthy.
Super healthy, right? Anybody tell me what they're good for?
It
Well,
has the
kale.
calcium.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, kale is considered a superfood because of all of the, from amino acids to calcium that you mentioned, to a whole host of things.
Good. All right, I'm excited. And you know what? And basically all the other greens are actually really, really good for you. The only thing I will say, do a lot of people, hold on, let me see if I can see y'all. Let's see. All right, I see y'all. Do a lot of you eat spinach?
Sometimes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm not gonna dissuade you or discourage you from eating spinach. What I am gonna encourage you to do is to make sure that you eat more other leafy greens other than spinach. And the reason for it is spinach has something called oxalic acid in it, and it depletes the calcium from your bones, and it keeps your body from actually absorbing calcium. So don't eat as much spinach as you are eating.
Swiss chard is also from that same family, from the spinach family.
Say it one more time.
Swiss chard, it's also from that same family. So
Exactly.
that can also be harmful.
Well, they only say it about spinach. I've only known about it about spinach. But I would say kale is king. So I'm like, if you can eat kale, definitely try and get kale in your food regimen if you can.
You know what I heard, that kale, you have to cook it. Is it true that if you eat it raw, it can affect something in your body?
No.
No?
Not
I
at all.
eat it all the time.
Yeah.
I take it with in my smoothies, but
Okay, no. You can eat it raw. You can eat it cooked. A lot of people don't like kale because it's bitter. The way that you cut down on the bitterness is you actually massage the kale. So if you're making like a kale salad, you want to literally put the oil in, and you want to like you'd be massaging. I don't know, massaging like how you. I don't know if you're seasoning.
Like you're massaging the scalp.
Massage your scalp, or even if you're seasoning chicken like in a bowl and you're moving the stuff around, that's exactly what you want to do with the kale. So the more that you massage it, the less bitter it becomes.
You can also add some apple vinegar, and it will take the bitter off.
You could do apple cider vinegar. Actually, I have a really good, if you guys are interested, send me your email and I will send you a really good, what is it? A really good salad recipe, kale salad recipe that I have.
Is it okay to mix it with berries, you know, with fruits?
Leafy green, you can. I mean, ideally, you really want to keep fruits separate from vegetables.
Really?
Yeah, you do. And actually, anytime that you eat fruits, you want to eat fruits separate, like an hour away from any other foods.
Why is
Because
that?
there's the whole thing of food combining. So when you combine foods, if you think about it, if you put, what is it? If you put a vegetable, yeah, if you put a vegetable, if you think of a triangle and you put a vegetable up top, you either want to eat the vegetable, which is the, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to get in the middle of my screen. Okay, if you do a vegetable in the middle of, at the top, and then you connected you either want to eat a vegetable with a carb or you want to eat a vegetable with a protein. So ideally, you don't want to eat like a hamburger. So you don't want to eat a burger that has, hold on, let me stop sharing my screen real quick. Okay, so you don't want to, I'm sorry, so you don't want to, what is it? You don't want to eat like a hamburger. So you don't want to eat like the bread with the meat, because that's actually going to slow down the digestion in your body.
I get that, but I'm talking about the berries. Mix it with those leaves.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. So if you, okay, so that's what I'm talking about, food combining. So that's one way. But then anytime in fruit, you also want to eat fruit separately from any of those, from vegetables, from protein, from anything.
So sometimes we put peanuts inside the salad. Is that
When you put peanuts inside of a salad, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. I mean, even if you put like, and a lot of people will do like apples and different things in the, actually the kale salad that I was telling you about has apples in it. It's not that it's going to be something totally horrible, but when you're eating fruit, like the main fruit, you just want to really just eat fruit by itself, as opposed to combining it with other foods, like combining it with other vegetables or combining it with proteins, like if you're doing, and people do it all the time. I even eat it, but like a mango chicken or something like that. Ideally, somebody doesn't like mango apparently, but you can combine it if you choose to. But you can also just know that the best way to eat fruits is to do it separate and apart.
Something about the cheeseburger? We have to eat the bread separately from the burger, or
well, it's almost like you don't even want to eat the bread. Just eat the burger. Just eat the burger. Exactly.
With cheese.
If you actually want to eat the cheese because it's dairy, absolutely go right ahead. But ideally, you want to just make sure that you eat just the burger. And I mean, obviously, the cheese is more of just an added bonus if that's what you want to put on it. Somebody did have a question, I believe. Oh, Ms. Brown, you said you eat one full meal a day. What do you eat? Do you eat anything else?
I drink a lot of liquids, but basically I just eat one meal a day.
Okay. All right. And then you drink a lot of liquids. Okay. So what is your meal made up of?
Well, I try to have a meat. I try to have a vegetable. And I'm trying to cut down on my carbs. So I either have a baked potato or a little bit of rice.
Okay.
That's it.
Just know that carbs is the baked potato or the rice.
Or the rice, right.
Okay. All right. I'm like, those fall under carbs. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to the game. Anybody have any other questions?
Well, I have.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Marisol.
Okay.
Marisol. Okay. When in March I was a patient with COVID, right? And then I don't know, I was having my diet in a good way, but now I'm having a lot of problems with the taste. Like, for example, I cannot eat yogurt. It's a really bad taste. Some cheese I cannot do it. Some bread I cannot do it. is some vegetables I cannot do it. Some fruits I cannot eat it.
Okay.
So my diet like kind of breaks down. Like I suddenly like like I had the surgery, the bariatric surgery, as I said.
Right.
So when I was on March, I was 180 pounds, which from a patient of 300 pounds, I went over 180, right? Yes, it's beautiful.
Right.
But then from March, having COVID, all the way I stood like almost for 2 months sick, I gained my weight and I'm back to 220, which I'm very upset. But it's not because I'm eating my plate like I used to. I eat very small like a baby,
Right.
but I pick in things that I have to like. And it's very bad because my taste changed completely and I don't know why. Like a lot of things that I was eating healthy, I cannot be able to eat it because my taste is terrible. And I already have spoke to my doctor about it. Did you
Okay.
have any patients like that?
I don't, but normally, well, the thing is, you just need to figure out what it is that you do like that is healthy. I mean, so obviously your taste buds have changed. I will say though, it's actually a good thing that you don't eat the yogurt and that you don't like the cheese. So I'm like, certain things that have changed for you are now, they're not actually a bad thing. So I'm like, no yogurt, no cheese, that's a good thing. You just got to figure out which vegetable you can eat, like the ones that you actually do like. I mean, the other thing is just remember, every 7 years, your body changes. So, I mean, things that you liked before, it might be things that you don't like anymore. And anytime you change how you eat, like for me, at one point, I took sugar out of my diet. And so when I went to go eat it again, because I'm like, oh, I love cookies. And when I would try and eat it, it was just too sweet. It was too sweet or it just didn't taste the same. When I stopped eating dairy, I should say when I cut down on eating dairy at one point, then I would go to like, I rarely do, but when I went to like Red Lobster, because I love the cheddar biscuit, I was all excited about ordering the cheddar biscuits, ate them and was like, oh, these don't even taste good. So just remember your palate changes as well. So, I mean, obviously it's as a result of COVID, probably just as a result of just your body changing, just trying to figure out what works for your body and what doesn't. So I'm like, I wouldn't be so alarmed. It's just a matter of exploration. So consider it an adventure and find out what it is that you do love eating. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sodium is the killer. What is Blink Solutions? Yeah, sodium is the killer, but just remember sodium, you actually need sodium in your body. So a lot of people say, oh, I don't eat this, I don't put any salt in my food or whatever. Your body does need salt. Your kidneys do need salt. Eating 4 to 5 eggs a day is not healthy. You really need to eat like about 4 or 5 eggs per week. And when you eat the eggs, you want to eat the entire egg because a lot of people are like, oh, I just eat the egg white. When you eat eggs, you want to eat the entire egg because the entire egg is actually the full protein. That's when you get the whole protein from the egg yolk and the egg white. I'm going to go back to my game because I want to see.
That's interesting. I was told that the yellow, the yolk, it's not healthy.
The yolk is healthy for you. Now, my thing is, anytime that you do eat anything, it's all about eating it in moderation. That's for sure. But when it comes to the egg, you want to eat the entire egg. There's nothing wrong with the yolk, and the yolk is actually where the protein is. So I'm like, if you're eating the egg white, you're actually missing out on eating the protein. And a lot of people think, oh, I don't want to eat eggs. In some cases, I don't want to eat eggs because if they don't want to eat dairy. Eggs are not dairy. Eggs are just protein. So just think of it that way as well. No
And the other thing too is to educate ourselves to chew the food, how we eat and chew the food, chewing the food. Like sometimes we eat and we swallow. We have to be very careful how we do it. So I know it's hard to count for 100, but if in your mind goes, you can't chew the food. That's another thing.
You're absolutely right. You really need to and I'll be very honest. I'm very transparent. I don't chew my food to the number 100. There's no way. I'm like I would be here forever. And I'm a fast eater. but you do want to chew your food until it becomes a liquid. So you're literally just swallowing the food, so it allows your body to digest it a lot easier. So a lot of people shovel food in, and then they don't really, the body, it makes the body have to work harder in order to digest the food.
So we have to be
Definitely
mindful.
so you definitely want to think about how you chew your food. What you say, Miriam?
I said we have to be mindful of how we chew.
You got to be mindful, and actually, you got to be mindful when you eat. A lot of people don't. A lot of people, when they eat, I know, like when we were younger, and I'm gonna say for the most part, would you say by a show of hands, when you had dinner, did you like sit with your family and eat growing up? No. I'm surprised. Okay. I would definitely say that a lot of people. Okay, so Alberta saying yeah, and so that was mindful eating. Like you actually paid attention to what you were eating. You were talking, but you know you were eating as you were like sitting with your family, as opposed to sitting in front of like the TV. And
Actually,
so that's why
we were not allowed to speak. when
you
eating.
weren't even. Oh, okay, you weren't even allowed to speak. Okay, so that was real mindful eating.
And we wasn't allowed to get any seconds until we made sure that everybody actually ate. So we wasn't allowed to do that. So like you said, when I sat with my mom and my family, it was mindful eating because you was not gonna go get the extra chicken or the extra whatever because we had to make sure that we all had the same portions, and then we was allowed to like take seconds or thirds, you know. And we was not I was not allowed to throw out food neither. So
Oh no.
I was a bad eater. I had bad habits. So yeah, that's another reason why.
That's interesting. So yeah, so that was mindful eating before people even thought that the queen takes love. Yes, Chantel. Before even people thought about the term mindful eating. But yeah, you got to pay attention to what you're eating, what you put in your body. And when you actually pay attention to what you're doing in your body, it's actually better for your body to digest as opposed to just doing it mindlessly and just shoveling the food in. Verka, you had a question. I feel like somebody else had a question.
Oh no, I didn't have a question. I was just putting my hands up on like yes, I'm sorry. I'll raise my hands down.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Lori, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. A quick question, because I'm doing the PD plan and I'm adding all the PD.
Hi, I have a question actually. I put it in the chat. My name's Wendy. So I was watching footage on Dr. Sebi in which he says that garlic is unhealthy for us. What are your thoughts on that? Is it or is it not? Just because it's such a prime, base that we use for flavoring.
So funny that you said that because I used to as of in March, for like a year and a half, I followed the whole Dr. Sebi alkaline vegan diet and ended up changing it. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it now. Why not? And so with that, I did, garlic isn't healthy for you. Too much garlic is not healthy for you. There's definitely benefits to it, but it's the thought behind it is that if you eat it so much, your body is not going to be able to benefit from the benefits of it when you actually need it. So a lot of people do garlic for blood pressure, and they're like, oh, let me eat some garlic and it'll lower my pressure. It's good for my cholesterol. But if you eat too much of it, that's the thought. The other thought is that it's considered acidic. And if you think about, and a lot of people, it's the alkaline versus, I should say the alkaline diet versus not having an acidic diet. The alkaline diet, the basis for it is that the more alkaline your body is, the less likely disease is able to either start in your body, grow in your body, or just be in your body. So the more acidic, the body is more prone to disease. So acid is going to be sugar, it's going to be meat. Those are sugar and meat, and then obviously like the complex, the simple carbs, as well as in addition to sugar, simple carbs meaning the white flour products, the rice, the bagel, those kinds of things that break down into sugar. Which is healthy? Hold on, let me go. Which is health? Real or garlic powder? It doesn't matter. You can actually use either one. I mean, obviously, the healthier one, one is not healthier than the other, but always, if you can go fresh, always go fresh before you go to a powdered. And when you look at if you're looking at a totem pole, you want to do fresh, frozen. Clearly you're not going to freeze garlic powder, but fresh, frozen, and then canned, and only canned for certain things. Canned for like maybe canned salmon, canned sardines, and possibly like canned beans if you don't want to like soak your beans up. Soak your beans to just, soften them up. Any other questions?
Yes.
And I do that. It's so funny, Wendy. I actually, even though I stopped doing the alkaline vegan diet, I don't really do half onion powder, half ginger, because that's what's supposed to be garlic. But I do less ginger and I still do the onion powder just because I love onion powder. So I still follow a lot of what he says, but I've actually incorporated, I've reincorporated some fish like salmon as well as sardines. Reason for it, even though for a lot of people that diet really made them super healthy, for me, I could see things that were changing that I was like, oh, no, I need to make sure that I'm healthy. So you got to really figure out what's good for your body versus what's good for everybody else. So, and I'm going to talk about that in my slides. Any other questions though?
Vegetables, frozen vegetables. Are they healthy?
Yeah.
Frozen?
Vegetables are healthy. Mm-hmm.
I was told that, regular vegetables are better than frozen.
Fresh vegetables are definitely the best thing to get. When you get frozen, it's basically like they've flashed it, like they've cooked it a little bit and flashed it and made it and froze it basically. And then when you eat it, it still has the nutrients in it. Ideally, what you want to do is you do want to definitely eat fresh. What you also want to do is you want to make sure that you eat within season. So if fall time is like pumpkins and squash and those kinds of foods, whatever there's a lot of during that season is what is usually in season, which means that the nutrients are the highest, it tastes the best, and it costs the least. And then if you're like eating like frozen blueberries, usually frozen blueberries are created during the season of like during blueberry season. So when they're like frozen and then you go to use them, they're usually still very, very sweet because they've taken them during the time that they were in season. So when you have frozen vegetables, it's perfectly fine. When you have frozen fruit, it's perfectly fine.
One last question.
Go ahead. I'm here for you. Whatever question.
I was also told that it's not good to warm it up in the microwave, like when you're about to eat them.
You're absolutely right. So the reason, and it's funny because I redid my kitchen like 5 years ago, and I put a microwave in there. Somebody who was here messed up my microwave, and it was perfectly fine because I never used it anyway. I only did it for like resale purposes if I plan to sell my place. But you don't want to use a microwave, and the reason you don't want to use a microwave, I see you, Miss Brown. You don't want to use a microwave because the food looks the same, but it literally zaps out all the nutrients. So it might look like it's still the broccoli and whatever else that you had, but all the nutrients are really zapped out. So it literally takes 2 to 3 minutes just to heat up your food. I mean, you might have to wash a pot or wash a pan, depending on where you're heating it, but it's worth just doing the heating of the food on the stove or in the oven versus in the microwave, because then you're still getting the nutrients.
It's kind of hard when you're going to work. It's kind of hard because by the time you get to work, the food is cold.
I got you. I understand. Or unless you get like some kind of not a thermos, because a thermos is, yeah, if you do like a thermos or some kind of insulated something, then that's probably like the only way you can make sure that the food stays warm.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Miss Brown, hold on, let me look, because I see Miss Brown talking about stuff. Salt and food portions are your issue. Okay. Which one is more healthy? Which one is more healthy, meaning what? Salt or food? You got to take yourself off mute. Go ahead.
Because my doctor always telling me to reduce my salt because my blood pressure is so high.
Okay.
It's like I can't enjoy my food because I can't. Without salt, it tastes horrible. It tastes very horrible.
So literally, it's all about retraining your palate. Excuse me. The reason I say that, when you're cooking your food, you can definitely cook with salt. What can you eat to lose tummy fat? Okay, I'll get to you, Elsa. When you're eating salt, do you use sea salt versus regular salt?
Oh, I use regular salt.
Okay, so I want you to use sea salt.
But sea salt, saltier. It tastes saltier.
Right, so it tastes saltier and you can use less of it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
also has, and I mean a minimal amount, but it has a minimal amount of trace minerals that is more, that you can find in your blood. So you actually
Oh.
need the trace minerals. So consider using, I like using pink Himalayan sea salt.
Oh, I didn't
love
know.
the taste of it. And I actually like salty food. But just know that when you cook, you want to cook with the salt. But once you're done cooking, you don't want to add salt.
Well, I reduced my salt, but my pressure's still 195 over 100. So they give me medicine, but I it's just hard. It's just hard.
Well, let me ask you this: do you actually season your food as well? Not just
Yes.
with salt, but like with
Well,
all.
with pepper and garlic and onion.
Okay,
Those are the seasons I use.
All right. So what I'm going to invite you to do and encourage you to do is just explore. Consider this a food adventure. What you want to do is you really want to just go in there and figure out the different seasonings that you like, because there can be still other seasonings like. So I can't say I recently discovered, but I recently started eating, like in the last few months, dill weed. Like, I love that stuff. Dill weed just kind of brightens your food, like literally on anything. It just brightens your food. It's almost like squeezing lemon on like, or putting lemon in a smoothie or squeezing lemon on a food. It brightens the food. It just brings it more alive. And dill weed does the same thing. So really start exploring just with different seasonings and different spices, because you might actually find that it's not saying that it's not going to be the salt taste, but if you find seasoning that you like, cumin, coriander, oregano, basil, I mean, all kinds, you might be surprised that you would actually like it. The other thing that's salty that would actually, it's a salty taste, but it's not salt, is kelp. So if you can get like kelp is a seaweed. So you can find it like in a bottle, and you can put that on your food. And the thing is, your body needs seaweed. So that's definitely a way to get the seaweed in your body, because most of us don't. I would say if you're, and I'm generalizing, but if you're in the Asian culture and eat traditional Asian foods, you're gonna eat seaweed. So you're gonna get the benefits of seaweed. If you live in the West, if you eat like with the Western culture in mind, then you're not going to get seaweed.
Right.
Your body does need seaweed, and it's definitely salty. So I'm like, consider using seaweed. I wouldn't say put a whole lot of it, because you can actually taste the fishy taste. You are getting ready to have lunch. You're getting ready to have lunch at 12:30. Don't leave me, Miriam. Don't leave me before 12:30. I see you. So just consider doing the kelp or Gamasio. I mean, you can try any kind, but just look for salt, like in a bottle, like a seasoning, and that would be salty and it would be beneficial to your body.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I didn't even get through my hold on, I'm sharing my screen. Hold on, let me get through this. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of it, but it's fine. There's a couple of them that I want you to see. So well, everybody knows, what is this, everyone?
Soda.
It's soda. Is soda good for you or not good for you? Is it healthy or unhealthy?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy, that is correct. A lot of people, if you're looking to lose weight and you drink soda, if you take soda out your diet, you will immediately lose weight. I can guarantee you that right off the bat. And if you just want your body to feel better, if you want your body to get healthier, if you remove soda, I promise you will feel the difference. Can anybody tell me what this is and if it's healthy for you? This one. It looks like
tofu.
It is tofu. Is tofu healthy or unhealthy for you?
I don't see it.
Oh, it's right here.
Healthy?
You see it?
No, I see the soda.
And what about to the right of it? You don't see the tofu?
Oh no, that's because, okay, this is in the way. Oh, now I do.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. I'm like, oh no, is it me? Now is tofu healthy or unhealthy for you?
I heard it's healthy.
So again, it's my game, so we got to play by my rules. Okay. It is. I would not consider it healthy. Tofu has. It's a lot of it is processed. A lot of it is considered genetically modified. If you are going to eat tofu, then definitely eat an organic version of it. It's also, well, it depends on who you speak with, but I actually have a friend who was like, yeah, I did feel like if you drink too much, it's not for males. It has estrogen in it, so it definitely is not for males. If you are in menopause, then tofu might be something that you would consider, but if you're not in menopause, I would not say for you to eat tofu. The other thing is because we don't eat enough seaweed, that would counterbalance that would counteract the effects of soy on the thyroid. Then I would definitely say do not eat soy or do
Speaking
not
about
eat
seaweed,
tofu.
speaking about seaweed, is that healthy?
Seaweed?
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely. It's very healthy for you. And you can eat any kind. You can eat nori, you can eat dulse, you can eat kelp, and I'm only naming I think it's what Arawaki, whatever. I can't even remember all the names, but all of them, seaweed is good for you. So definitely consider ingesting or consuming seaweed. Even if you do like a seaweed salad. I happen to love seaweed salad.
I love the one they make at Japanese restaurants.
Exactly. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. But everybody doesn't feel the same way. So hold on. All right. I'm not even going to go through all of these, but I definitely want to see, does anybody know what these are? Anybody?
Fruit juices?
Exactly. Are fruit juices healthy or unhealthy for you?
Healthy?
Say healthy.
So fruit juices are actually considered unhealthy. And the reason
Unhealthy.
unhealthy, because when you consider the amount of fruit, when you eat a piece of fruit, that's the amount of juice that you're supposed to have. When you have a fruit juice, there's no way that you can fill that juice with just one piece of fruit. So you just got to think of what nature intended for you to have, and that's the amount of fruit that you're supposed to have. Normally, the juices are super concentrated. So anytime that you're drinking fruit juice, like you would do for a child, you definitely want to
Water it down.
Yep, you want to dilute it. And you really, ideally, you're supposed to dilute it 75% water, 25% juice. I would say just do 50-50 because a lot of people are not going to do 75-25. Now, what about this? I'm just going to do these last two. Shrimp, is it good for you?
I heard it's not good.
You heard correctly. So shrimp actually has it has a lot of cholesterol. Your body already creates cholesterol, and then shrimp just adds to the cholesterol. It will increase your cholesterol, so you don't want to eat shrimp. I don't eat any shellfish. As I said, I was an alkaline vegan for about 1.5 years, but now I've implemented and incorporated sardines, salmon, and
What made you change?
because my menstrual cycle was like not with me, and I was like, well, if I want to have kids, I might want to have a menstrual cycle. And so I ended up going to my naturopathic doctor, and she was like, are you a vegan? And I was like, yeah. She was like, absolutely not. One, it's not for everyone. The other thing is it's just not that. It just depends on who you're speaking with. It's not good for my body, so you really got to figure out what's good for your body.
Right.
The other thing is my vision. I usually have great vision, and I felt like my vision just wasn't as clear as it normally would be. And so with that, like omega-3s are good for your eyes. So that, that's where the salmon comes in. That's where the sardines come in. And so that's why I started incorporating those foods back into my diet. Are meats considered good or healthy or unhealthy for you?
Healthy.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that some meats are good. Definitely the ones that are considered lean meats, the ones that are grass fed are the ones that you want to definitely consider eating. The other thing, hold on, I'm going to stop my screen. What you want to do is you want to consider when you're eating meat, you want to make sure that it's grass fed, it's organic, or it has what is it, the anti-hormone, antibiotic, that's not fed those things. So like a Murray's is a good brand. but yeah, you want to make sure that you want to eat in moderation as well. So don't eat that much meat. If you really want to be healthy, you want to focus more on eating more plants and more fruits, and then put your meat into your diet. So you don't need to eat meat every day. That's not something you need to do. Eating healthy is actually not expensive. Eating healthy, if you think about it, because you don't have to eat, because meat is really the most expensive thing. So if you're not eating meat every single day, you actually can save money. And if you're only eating one meal, you definitely could save some money. And when I think like meat, like if you're gonna eat like red meat because you want to get that iron, and you can get iron from other sources as well. But if you want to get iron from red meat, what you want to do is make sure that you eat like maybe 4 to 6. I'm gonna say, yeah, maybe about 4 ounces a week. Like you don't have to eat that much meat every single week. And when it comes to fish, if you ate maybe about 4 to 6 ounces of fish every single week, like you don't have to eat meat every day at all. Your focus needs to be drinking water. So making sure that and just remember this if you don't have a piece of paper in front of you, and I have it on the slide, but I'm not gonna go back to the slide because it's 12:30. But if you think about it, when you're drinking water, you want to think of what you want to do, put your weight, you want to divide it by 2 and then divide it by 8. So you're going to do your total weight. I just ordered some seaweed chips. Very good. All right, Wendy, just make sure that, just look at the oil that it's in. So make sure that, because a lot of people use vegetable oil. Don't use vegetable oil. Don't use canola oil. What you want to focus on, let me tell you what you want to focus on. You want to focus on eating olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or grapeseed oil, or even coconut oil. You can have any of those 4 oils. Avocado oil is a great oil. It's just not great for cooking. So the other 3, the coconut oil, the grapeseed oil, and the grapeseed, avocado, coconut, they can resist the high heat, and it won't turn rancid when you're cooking. So olive oil is good for like salads, salad dressing, anything that you want to put it on. But if you're cooking, use those other oils. And the reason why I'm saying don't use vegetable oil is because it's processed and it lacks nutrients. So a lot of people are like, oh, but it's vegetable. It's not.
Is sunflower oil good? A good
Say it
oil?
again.
Is sunflower oil a good oil?
Sunflower oil is not one of the best oils, and the reason I say that is because, again, you're not getting that many nutrients from it. So the oils that I named for you are the ones that you really want to get, that you want to focus on using.
I know we're running late, but I had a question regarding going back to like inflammation in the body and fighting the inflammation, which is another killer, I think.
Oh, it is actually. So funny enough, so omega-3s are anti-inflammatory. Omega-6s are actually pro-inflammatory. So like if you're looking at like the meats and stuff, that actually has omega, like a red meat has omega-6s in it. So you want to make sure that you don't eat as much of it. Also, when it comes to the oils, you definitely want to, like the olive oils, all of those oils are actually good for you. They're actually, olive oil is definitely anti-inflammatory. And actually most of them are anti-inflammatory, and they give you some kind of nutrients, and they give you, some kind of, they give you nutrients. So, and obviously you get fats as well. Just remember, I know that somebody was saying, oh, you want to decrease your carb. There's so many different diets that you want to, that are out there. But just remember that your body always needs balance, just like the earth needs balance. Everything needs balance. So you should be eating protein, you should be eating fat, you should be eating carbs. So I know the keto diet is low carb, high fats, moderate protein. The Atkins diet was, low carbs and high protein. And people lost weight, don't get me wrong. All the diets for the most part work. It's just that you can't keep them up. So you want to also, that's why there's something called bio-individuality. You really want to figure out what's good for your body and play around. The other thing is what works for like a certain period of time may change. It's almost like working out when you're like, oh, I'm losing weight, I'm doing this exercise, and then you start to plateau. So sometimes you got to switch it up because the body needs some changes. Your body changes, everything changes. So you really want to just really stay in tune and really pay attention to your body and see the things that work for you and the things that don't work for you. And what works for your friend or what works for even like a family member is not, thank you. What works for a friend or a family member may not work for you. So it's really about really taking care of and figuring out what's good for your body. And again, making sure that you drink enough water. Just really go back to the basics: fruits, vegetables, water, seeds, nuts. And this sounds like caveman days, but literally just stick with the basics. And then just a minimal amounts of meat. And your meats, when I talk meat, I'm talking about fish with fins. So really like sardines, halibut, salmon, trout, like rainbow trout. So like fish with fins, not necessarily the shellfish. Shellfish, I mean, they eat the bottom of the ocean, so you're taking in what they're eating. Tuna, I think somebody mentioned tuna. Just make sure you eat small amounts of tuna, just because there's a lot of mercury. The other thing is when you're eating fish and when you're purchasing fish, make sure you get the wild fish versus the farm-raised fish, because the farm-raised, they're in a cylindrical apparatus and they might get sick, so you don't even know what you're getting. The wild fish is definitely the healthier fish to eat. I know I threw a lot at you.
And
I have a question.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
Good.
It's Carmen Garcia. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My question is in reference to the water. I literally am not a great water drinker, so I put my alarm on my phone so that I can remind myself to drink water, because I was getting a lot of spasms. Is there anything else? I noticed that drinking the water helps. Is there anything else I can do to avoid getting these cramps?
Do you exercise?
I do. I walk a lot.
You do walk a lot. Okay. I'm trying to think. Let me think off the top of my head.
The water is helping.
The water would help.
Yeah.
The water would definitely help. For spasm. You know what? You gave me your email address.
I'll put it in now in the chat.
Okay. Give it to me and then I'll just send you an email.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Off the top of my head. I'm not great at thinking off the top of my head.
So you said in the beginning, 80% we should be eating healthy, 20% not so healthy.
Well, I'm like, if you want to give yourself an out, yes, 80% great and 20%, and if you can push to 90% and 10, then absolutely do that.
I don't want to let go of the shrimps yet.
Okay. All right, not a problem. Not a problem.
I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry, it's Elsa. I wanted to ask you the name of that seasoning that you said, the seaweed seasoning.
Kelp, K-E-L-P.
Oh, okay. Okay. You could get that at any supermarket?
You can probably get it, I would say like more like a health food store. So like a Fairway Market or a Whole Foods or a Westerly's or even a Trader Joe's.
Oh, okay. And my second question is, what do you recommend for the tummy, to flatten the tummy besides exercise?
Besides exercise, flattening the tummy, it is going to be, hold on, I'm sorry.
I heard that eating celery helps out a lot.
Yeah, celery has a lot of water.
Not drinking soda, not drinking bread. I mean, eating bread.
Do you drink soda?
No.
You don't, okay. Do you eat bread?
Yes, not a lot, but I do eat bread.
Okay. Do you, I'm trying to think. Soda, bread, candy?
No.
Cakes, sweets. Yep.
What's your diet consist of? What's the thing that you eat the most of?
I think it's the white rice.
Oh, there you have it. Look at you answering your own question. And it's also the time of day. Oh, somebody said I drink. Okay, Wendy, make sure, don't get off until I address you. But Elsa, let me just tell you that it's also the time of day. So that's what I'm saying. If you eat fruits, you want to eat your fruits like by noon, ideally, because what it is, you want to burn off the sugar throughout the day. So I don't care what food it is. And absolutely must have fruit like later in the day and close to the bedtime, then you want to make sure that you're eating berries because they're low
Berries.
on the glycemic index. The other thing is when you're eating, you want to stop eating at least 2 hours before you go to bed.
Right.
The other thing is a lot of people don't realize that rest plays a big part in just how your body functions. And so if you can get to sleep by 10, it allows your body to literally just rejuvenate itself throughout the night the way it's supposed to. So that's another thing to consider if you're thinking about, oh, I want to lose weight, I want to feel healthy, I want to have more energy. Wendy, so let me just, Wendy, can you do me a favor? Can you take yourself off? Can you come on screen? Okay, so perfect. So Wendy, so let me just ask you, if you were to wash your floor, would you wash it with seltzer water or would you wash it with regular water?
Sorry, there was noise in the background. If I was to wash what?
I said, if you were to wash your floor, would you wash it with seltzer water or would you wash it with regular water?
Regular water.
Okay, so you got to think about that when you're thinking about your body. So seltzer water is not cleaning your body. Seltzer water actually, and this is after you drink a lot of it. But the seltzer, the bubbles, the carbonation actually depletes the calcium in your bones.
So it should not be a substitute for like I'm thinking, all right, I'm drinking seltzer water, so I'm getting my water intake.
No, what you want to, a lot of people don't like water. So what you want to do is just basically like maybe get a squeeze of lime or a squeeze of orange or something in it. Exactly. So that's what you want to do. Even if you want to do like ginger or whatever. Hold on. I see somebody saying something. Isn't seltzer water good for gas? Well, you know what? Seltzer water might be good for gas. What's really good for gas is ginger. And I mean like ginger root. So a lot of people are like, oh, I have a stomach ache. Let me get ginger ale. For the most part, ginger ale doesn't have any ginger in it. If you just get ginger root and just boil it and drink it, that'll be good for gas. That'll be good for a stomach ache. So literally, when I say go back to basic, think about eating the fresh stuff that you ate growing up.
Actually, and also, what about drinking your food, like the watermelons and things like that, which is 90% water? So instead of drinking a bunch of water, you can actually eat your fruit. And from the watermelons and things like that, you'll get your water intake as well as some other nutrients.
You absolutely will. But the thing is, I'm glad you're saying that, and I want to make sure that I focus on what you said. You're eating your fruit to get the water, because when you make like the watermelon juice, when you make any kind of juice with the fruit, then it ends up being too much fruit, because there's just so many too much fruit, because there's so much sugar in the fruit because it's a concentrated amount.
Exactly.
But yes, you're absolutely right, and that's why it's good to definitely eat the fruits, because you're getting the vitamins, you're getting the nutrients, you're getting the fiber, and you're getting the water. So that's why it's good to eat the fruit.
And the vegetable drinks, like when you do the smoothie and you use vegetables. I use a lot of vegetables in my drink. I'll put like maybe 2 pieces of fruit.
Okay. That's fantastic. So I'm like, because a lot of people think, oh, smoothies, I'm doing something right for myself. Smoothies it's actually a lot of sugar. So I'm like, if you're doing more vegetables, it's actually the way that you're supposed to do it.
Right.
When you are doing the fruits, you just don't want to do like beets and carrots. And the reason I say that, beets and carrots, you don't want to put beets and carrots together, even though those are vegetables, but you don't want to put those together just because they're high in sugar.
Isn't that amazing that I just used the beets, the spinach, the kale? Oh. That's what I use. Okay. And pineapple and berries.
Okay. Okay. So just make sure that you do a minimal amount of pineapple, and then you could do more berries than that, just because of the sugar content.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hold on. Just tell me, who was I contacting about the spasms? Was that Wendy or Elsa? No, Elsa was
Carmen Garcia.
Carmen. Okay, so I just need to know. So I'm like, I'm not sending the wrong information or sending the right information to the wrong person. Okay. All right. Folks, I'm not trying to keep you too much longer. Hold on, spasms. Does anybody have any questions? Does frozen fruit have lots of sugar? Frozen fruit, yes, because frozen fruit is just going to be the same thing as the regular fruit. It's just frozen. So you want to, again, think about the amount that you're putting into, that you're eating, that you're consuming. And that's why, again, you really want to focus on eating berries. So eat berries as opposed to the other fruits. I love mangoes. I used to eat pineapples, but because of Dr. Sebi, I don't eat pineapple because the verdict is out with the bromelain. Is it good for your stomach or is it not good for your stomach? So I'm like,
What about grapes?
oh, I'm glad you said grapes. Grapes, you're only supposed to have 5.
What?
Nobody eats 5. I'm like, I don't eat 5. And the other thing is, what I do want to state is that you only want to eat fruit that have seeds in them. And the reason why, and if you think about it, Francis, that's hilarious. If you think about it, like even when I teach like kids and adults as well, and it's like, oh, well, how do you know something is a fruit? And the first and only thing they say is because it has seeds in them. So when you have a seedless watermelon or a seedless grapes or seedless any fruit, that means that it's a hybrid. So it's not a natural fruit. So you always want to eat the fruit that have seeds in them because that is the natural fruit that you're supposed to eat. And people are like, what am I gonna do with the seeds? I mean, the seeds are so little, just chew them. Either chew them or spit them out, but it's not gonna kill you.
So sometimes we buy, the little oranges, the mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any seeds on them.
See, I don't know if they're originally supposed to have them. Like even when I eat limes, I don't eat regular limes. I only eat key limes because key limes actually have seeds in them. Do tangerines have?
Yeah, tangerine. No, they don't have any seeds.
I would focus on having a fruit that actually has seeds in them. That's the most I could tell you, Francis. You look sad, like you're like, but I want my.
I want my tangerine.
So again, if there are no more questions, I will certainly let you go. If there are any, I will stay on and talk with you. Carmen, I will definitely send you an email over the weekend about spasms, but anything else in addition that you can use or do. And you said that you do walk a lot, so that's a good thing.
Yes.
But yeah, water is definitely going to be the key. Oh, thank you, Lori, and thank you for joining me. And hold on. I'm going to give you my email. I'm going to type it in here. If you have any questions, by all means, just contact me. Let me just make sure I wrote the right thing. Just contact me. Just email me. And I will get back to you. It's Kaira@keystobundantlife.com. And that's all, folks. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me. And again, any other questions that you think of after the fact, just let me know.
Yeah, also, I put my email in, so if you can send me any additional information, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Melvin.hunter.
Okay. Hold on. I think I did it. I did screenshots anytime I saw.
I did put my too.
Okay. No. I saw it. I just saw the very last one. I saw it.
I'm really gonna go for it. Whatever you said to lose that weight and go back to 180.
No, you can definitely do it without a doubt. Without a doubt. I will say cut down on the meat. You cut down on the meat and
Oh, I cannot eat so much meat. Too many meats. The only meat that I can eat is chicken.
Okay. What about fish?
No, it's the taste. Everything it was taken off from me.
Got it. Understood. Okay.
So I have. I mean, even though the doctor said that I have to because it's good for me a little bit.
Okay.
But I can't. The taste.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. All right, folks. It has been an absolute.
Thank you. It was a great lesson.
Oh, you're welcome.
Right. The best presentation so far.
Oh, good. Yay. I told you were in the right place. Again, have a great weekend.
You too. One great weekend. Thanks for all the info.
Oh, you're welcome. So long. Bye.
Okay.